My name is Joe Bell. I'm an associate professor in the College of Business. I teach entrepreneurship. Service is an opportunity for faculty members to participate in a broad range of activities, including professional service and community service. I personally enjoy the community service aspect of it because I feel as though if I'm not integrated into the business community, I'm not doing my job. Business community keeps me current and keeps me credible.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gail Hughes, and I'm an Associate Professor in the Department of Educational Leadership. I have the privilege of serving students through a role as methodologist on their dissertations. I serve the university and my college through various committees, such as the Faculty Senate. I have the privilege of working professionally on journal editorial boards, and I love being able to apply my research skills to help the community in projects such as the Central Little Rock Promise Neighborhood, where we're working to ensure that all students growing up in Central Little Rock are able to thrive and grow up to lead enjoyable, productive lives.
My name is Dave McAlpine, and I'm a professor of Spanish and Second Language Education in the Department of International and Second Language Studies here at UALR. My public service is to the foreign language profession because I truly believe that the public service impacts the other two areas that professors are required to do for their position, and that's teaching, because everything I do with teachers impacts my teaching here, and the other is research. All my writings that I do also deal with teacher education in foreign languages.
My name is Ranko Shiraki Oliver. I'm an Associate Professor of Law at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock William H. Bowen School of Law. I have been working with the United States Commission on Civil Rights, and the project that we are working on is to set up a Civil Rights Commission in the state of Arkansas. I have also been involved with the Hispanic community, involved in a number of community outreach projects, and I have also been involved with the American Bar Association Commission on Physical and Mental Disability Law as a tutor, as a mentor for attorneys and students with disabilities.
I'm Dr. Mary Parker. I'm Professor of Criminal Justice and Chair of the Department of Criminal Justice here at UALR. I have 4 primary service areas I want to talk to you about. One is the Board of Corrections. I've been on the board for 18 years, serving under 4 governors. The second one is the Arkansas Victim Assistance Academy, which is a training academy for direct line-level victim assistance providers. In addition, I work with scholarships for our students. I work with the Central Arkansas Animal Rescue effort to rescue animals here in the Central Arkansas area.
Hello, my name is Jana Thompson. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Nursing. Service is extremely important to me, especially in the field of nursing, because we can affect so many people and we have a special set of skills. I've been blessed to be in the Department of Nursing and to have the opportunity to take nursing students along with me for most of my community service projects. So hopefully I get to instill in them a sense of community service, show them how important it is to our community and how it makes you feel when you know that you've helped someone with a specific set of nursing skills.
My name is Michael Trammell. I'm the Department Chair for Construction Management and Construction Engineering. As a department and as an individual, we believe very strongly that we should be building lives as well as structures, and so that's why we have an involvement in community service. We do projects with Children International. We've done House of Cards, where children get to build their own little structure and then Smasher comes falling down on it. And we've just recently did BEST, which was a field for robotics competition.
My name is Alex Biris, and I'm an associate professor in the Applied Science Department, and I also serve as the director and the chief scientist of the UALR Nanotechnology Center. I do most of my research in the area of nanotechnology and the interface between nanomaterials and biological systems. This is one of the most exciting areas because of the novel properties of the nanomaterials, which we have not studied before. This research allows me to do something different every day, and it keeps getting more and more exciting.
I'm John Bergen, coordinator of the Early Childhood Education Program, and my primary research involves Literacy Camp, which we run every summer at Bell. We have about 100 kids, about 20 teachers. It's professional development for them. It's an intensive intervention for the kids, and it gets me back in the classroom every summer. Our research has shown that we can make a tremendous amount of progress in just 20 contact days because of that great student-teacher ratio. And it informs my teaching. It keeps my stories fresh, and it is fun.
I'm Sarah Howard Jenkins Hobbs. I'm the Charles C. Baum Distinguished Professor of Law here at the William H. Bowen School of Law. My writing focuses on commercial and contract law. My purpose is to provide a solid understanding for judges, lawyers, and academics of the principles of commercial and contract law. My second goal is to inform my teaching. By doing research, I gain insight and understand some of the nuances of the law that I might not otherwise gain without doing that work. And I share those with my students.
I'm Nikolai Kosmatov. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, and my research interests lie in the scope of differential equations. Differential equations are a very well established area of mathematical analysis that is very rich on applications to other fields of human expertise, engineering, natural sciences, and even social sciences.
I'm Zabel Stodeler, and I teach in the English department. My research covers early American women writers and captivity narratives. This award recognizes the work that I did for my 5th book, The War in Words, Reading the Dakota Conflict Through the Captivity Literature, which analyzes 24 captivity and confinement narratives that arose out of a bitterly contested US-Indian War called the Dakota War, which was fought in 1862. The book has been nominated for 8 national awards.
My name is Rolf Wiggin. I'm Professor of Information Science and Management. I conduct research in mainly 2 areas, one of which deals with virtual organizations, and the other one looks at the real estate industry, mortgage industry, and supply chains within that setting. And that research has been funded for 13 years now by the National Science Foundation.
My name is Dr. Richard Zrake. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Audiology and Speech Pathology, and my research interest is in the area of voice and people with voice disorders. The voice is like a window into the soul. We can tell a lot about a person based on how their voice sounds, and I'm particularly interested in knowing when somebody has an abnormal voice and how they sound and how people perceive them and how they perceive themselves, and what we can do to help people feel better about themselves by giving them a better voice.
My name is Paula Casey. I'm a professor of law at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock William H. Bowen School of Law, where it is my great pleasure to be able to deal with students. I teach lawyering skills, which is our trial advocacy course, and in that class, students learn how to be self-critical in a constructive way so that as they go through their careers, they will be able to constantly improve by using those skills. And that's a really important thing for them because most of them will go on to represent clients, which is a great trust that is given to lawyers, and it's important for us to always be able to do our best.
My name is Nita Copeland. I'm an instructor in the Department of Health Sciences. I reach my students in their world through a private social network called Ning. The Ning social network enables me to stay in touch with my students not only during the current semester but after they leave my course. So I believe this really helps with retention.
My name is Juliana Flynn and I'm a professor of anthropology. I think my main goal when I'm teaching anthropology is to help my students learn how to think like an anthropologist. I want them to look at some strange custom and go, that's interesting, and I want to learn about that. So they're no longer so ethnocentric about our ways, that they learn to be respectful of other cultures, interested in other cultures, appreciative of other ways of thinking.
I'm Gary Geisler, professor of marketing. One thing I try to do with my students is I really focus on getting them to be highly adaptable. Because the business world and the economy, everything's changing so fast nowadays that really the only constant is change. And so I do various things in the class, like use client projects in order to simulate a real-world experience. And again, just trying to get them to be highly adaptable, I think is just very, very important nowadays.
Hello, my name is Jamie Hollingsworth. I'm an instructor at the University of Arkansas at Little Rock in the Interpreter Education program. I enjoy teaching because I enjoy working with students and motivating them to be not only involved in the classroom, but also in the outside community. One of my favorite communities is the deaf-blind community, and I love introducing deaf-blind people with the students so that they can interact and learn from each other.
My name is Dr. Julian Marivel. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Speech Communication. I became a teacher because I was inspired by fantastic, great mentors, 4 of them at the University of Northern Iowa, and they made a big difference in my life, and I knew right away that I wanted to do the same thing they had done for me for other students. When I teach, my main goal is essentially to inspire students to become who they are in their best moments, to try to become a role model for them, to show them that it's okay to be passionate about what you do, and to just help them grow into what they see for themselves in their own dreams.
My name is Shrikant Pidugu. I am an associate professor in Engineering Technology Department. I wanted to become teacher, much later, having realized the importance of education. My father is the first graduate, and he has an enormous impact on our family and how the way we are able to contribute to the society. I really want to help a student to graduate because I believe student can help his family, his or her family, and contribute to the society, having a college degree.